Standing in today's world and looking around with a calm, clear mind, one uncomfortable truth becomes impossible to ignore. Almost every country on Earth depends on the United States in one way or another. Some depend openly, some indirectly, some admit it, others deny it publicly, but in reality they are forced to accept it. This dependence did not appear overnight. It is the result of a complex global system built over centuries where power is no longer ruled only by weapons, but by money, ideas, technology, and rules. Before the Second World War, global leadership was centered in Europe. Britain, France, and Germany dominated through colonies, industry, and military strength. But the war shattered that balance. European cities were reduced to rubble, factories shut down, and millions were left homeless and impoverished. The United States, however, emerged relatively unharmed. Its industrial base remained intact, its banks grew stronger, and by the end of the war, it had become the world's largest economic power. From that moment, the center of global politics slowly shifted from Europe into American hands. In the post-war era, the United States strengthened its position with remarkable strategic intelligence. It understood that raw power alone was not enough. Other nations had to be tied to America in ways that made them look toward it out of necessity. The Marshall Plan became the clearest example of this strategy. Massive financial aid was sent to rebuild Europe, but that aid came with American products, American banks, and American influence attached to it. Europe recovered, but under the economic shadow of the United States. This was where the roots of long-term dependency were planted deeply. Then came monetary dominance. The US dollar was established as the world's primary reserve currency. This meant international trade, oil transactions, major agreements, and global debt would all be calculated in dollars. No matter how politically independent a country might be, participation in the global market required reliance on the dollar. Many central banks now hold more dollars in reserve than their own national currencies. When domestic currencies weaken, the dollar becomes the final safeguard. This reality grants the United States a unique power, the ability to influence the global economy not with bullets, but with paper money. This financial power expanded through the politics of debt and aid. When nations face crises, rampant inflation, crushing debt, economic collapse, they turn to international financial institutions. The IMF and World Bank appear as rescuers, but their loans are never free. They come with conditions: cut public spending, remove subsidies, privatize state assets, reform policies. These conditions often make life harder for ordinary people, yet governments accept them because they have no alternative. The United States holds the strongest influence within these institutions, meaning that many national economic decisions are made under indirect American pressure. In matters of security, dependency becomes even more visible. Many countries cannot protect themselves independently. Smaller nations lack military capacity, while larger ones are surrounded by hostile neighbors or regional instability. In this environment, the United States presents itself as a global protector. Through NATO, military alliances, overseas bases, weapons supply, and intelligence sharing, America maintains a presence in nearly every region of the world. Airspaces, seas, and even land borders of many countries are defended using American technology and intelligence. As a result, independent defense policies slowly shrink. In the technological sphere, American dominance is subtle but deeply powerful. The internet, search engines, social media platforms, smartphone operating systems, and cloud services are largely controlled by American companies. From banking infrastructure to military communications, countless systems depend on these technologies. If necessary, the United States can exert technological pressure through sanctions, service restrictions, or software limitations. In the modern era, this form of power is as effective as conventional weapons. Cultural influence represents the quietest yet deepest form of dependency. Hollywood films, American television series, music, fashion, and lifestyle have shaped global thinking over decades. Ideas of success, freedom, ambition, and personal identity have largely been defined through American cultural narratives. As a result, many people around the world unconsciously view the United States as a model of progress. This psychological dependence is more powerful than political or economic pressure because it shapes desires, dreams, and choices without force. In politics, American influence is equally undeniable. Whether a government rises to power, survives a crisis, or falls often depends on American approval or opposition. Diplomatic recognition, sanctions, trade privileges, and foreign investment decisions can dramatically alter a country's future. Domestic political conflicts frequently take on international dimensions, and when that happens, America's position often determines the outcome. Yet this dependency is not always imposed by force. In many cases, nations choose it willingly. Within the current global system, standing outside American influence often means economic isolation, security risks, and instability. While countries like China and Russia have emerged as alternatives, they have not yet built global networks comparable to those of the United States. Avoiding America entirely often means cutting oneself off from the modern world. This reality reflects a new definition of power. In the past, power meant conquest and colonization. Today, power means setting the rules, controlling financial flows, and shaping thought itself. The United States leads in all three. That is why nearly every nation remains connected to it in some form. Ultimately, dependence on the United States is not the result of a single conspiracy or a sudden development. It is the outcome of historical momentum, wars, economic structures, and human psychology combined. Until genuine alternative power centers emerge, until functional financial systems exist beyond the dollar, most countries, no matter how much they wish otherwise, will remain unable to fully escape American influence. This dependency remains one of the most defining and uncomfortable realities of modern global politics.